and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing 4-color Reanimator once again. This is one of the higher lists that has a really good win rate over a ton of games. This one has, I think, a 61% win rate over 2,500 games, and that is just kind of good. Like 60% win rate is a good win rate regardless of how glamorous that may look, where you see people who are like undefeated, 9-1, etc., etc. But best of one is a different beast. You will win and lose based on play and draw sometimes. So with that, we're going to be playing one of our more fun decks to play, and that is the Reanimator deck using Mind Bitten along with Bringer of the Last Gift. The idea is to get this in the graveyard with a ton of your other stuff. Cast a Mind Bitten. This enters as a copy of Bringer, and because you cast this card, it will do what Bringer's text box says. Whenever this creature enters, if you cast it, each player sacrifices all creatures they control and then returns all creature cards from the graveyard that weren't put there this way to the battlefield. So basically we'll have all this kind of top-end stuff over here. We're not going to go through it card by card because these are all kind of common cards, or they'll explain themselves in the video. But we have all these cards to kind of help win the game, being Terror and Arden primarily, because these two are the most dominant of the kind of weird top-end cards you could be playing. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and dive into the games. I hope you all enjoyed them, and let's go play. Well. I mean, we have neither piece, but it should be fine, right? You have Overlord, Awaken, have a card to discard to the Bitter Triumph, so it feels fine. Feels fine. Feeling fine and being fine are two different things. We both play tap land. But we're in the mirror. So, here's something cool and interesting and fun to think about. If we are the one who chooses not to reanimate our stuff, right? If we're the one that chooses that, we will actually win if we have our Terror of the Peaks in the graveyard. And enough to actually win. Because whoever decides on their turn to do the Mind Bitten plan will actually end up losing if the opponent has a Terror of the Peaks. Because the active player will do all their triggers first, and then the non-active player, which if they reanimate, then that would be me. We just find ourselves in a really big hole. Do I have anything? I have a Bringer myself. They have a Terror and a Bringer, so they don't really have much in there. So I think we just kind of be cheesy about it and let them. Right? I think so. If they want to keep going, they can. We'll still get a Terror of the Peaks in our graveyard regardless. Sure. Uh-huh. Can you imagine if they ninjutsu'd in a Kaido right here? I'd be mind blown. Genuinely. You gonna do it? Choose not to. So what's my plan? I don't really want to bring out their stuff, right? It seems bad. However, I can make their stuff a lot worse, right? Let's do this. I know, very confusing. You just talked about how we don't want to be the player that does that. But I have a little bit of a plan. Trust me a little bit. I'm going to exile their Terror of the Peaks out of their graveyard so they don't have as good of a play. My plan. Now Terror is gone, so even if they do bring back the Bringer, they are in a little weird spot. There's another Bringer, another Terror. They find it immediately again. Yeah. That might do it. We might just be cooked. I definitely do not have enough in my graveyard to sustain it. Okay. I believe that actually gives me the advantage again. That'll allow me to copy a second terror. I mean, we're going full empty here. I haven't thought about doing my own Overlord. Algavoth, Terror, Bringers, Storm. I think I'll get 2 terrors here. No! This is going to be a really weird game, isn't it? It's going to be a game none of us like. Here. Maybe a game that neither of us like. Go here. Pop this. Next. No. Pass. Draw. Then we'll bitter triumph this guy. Again, if they go for the reanimate, we get it. If they don't, we lose. Sorta. They're so far ahead of us. They're so far ahead of us. I would just take their Valgavoth if I have another option. Maybe I should have just kept this one. But I felt like there was... Well, I guess when I attack with this, if it gets to attack, I'm fine, right? Don't want to let them grab anything back. They haven't played one yet, so we have to assume they have one. I hope they just go for it so I can demonstrate how this works, but I just don't know. If they know, then they're obviously not going to. But again, I'm perfectly fine ripping one out and then going, okay, give me your Valgavoth. We'll just play that game. Or, of course, if there's like an Arden or something to be found by either player. If they even, I guess, play it. It's so weird when you have Terror, because Terror and Arden kind of fill the same role. Oh, hey, they have an Arden. So I know what I'm doing. There's another Terror, sure. I think we're on pretty much the same list. And they grab Arden back, so they're looking to hard cast Arden. Makes sense. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense, you know? Having this back. Yeah, I guess. Here. So weird because we can both play from each other's graveyards. Yep. They're a little short of hard casting it. They just didn't want it in their graveyard. And I just decided that Valgavoth was the best play. If they put more cards in their graveyard, they become my cards. So it's a way to shut them off, including another Valgavoth. That I'll probably spend 9 life to cast, I think. Seems good to me. It would be funny if they just haven't found one yet, and they don't know how it works, so they're willing to just barrel it. But, I mean, yeah, this is kind of the reason Valgavoth's good, right? Now we'll be able to trigger our Awaken, discard Arden, bring it back, grab, like, Terror the Peaks out of the graveyard, maybe. Unsure what card would be best. Terror seems like the best card. You get to grab one of these. Because technically, sure. I'm not sure what you do here. Yeah, deal. Deal, bro. Arden is going to be good. Okay, I have a million cards to pick from. Honestly, at this point, we'll just decline. I don't really have much else to do. Yeah, I'll pay life to play this. Demons have haste now. I could go to 9 here, which would get rid of this one, because they are legendary. You're tapped. Is that the way to go? Or is it actually... There's life to play here. If I bring back a terror... No, I mean, I think I just have this, like, regardless. I don't know what other real decisions need to be made here. This off. I don't think it's just worth messing around with, to be honest. Grab this Terror of the Peaks. Terror also has lifelink, so whenever it deals damage here, we'll do the thing. We'll grab back, I guess. We want as max signs as we want, so we'll just grab our main thing back here. And then with our life, because of Terror having lifelink, we should, if I remember right, be able to pay life, have these enter, and then Terror will deal damage, and then because another creature you control enters, this creature deals damage equal to that creature's power. So, for example here, Valgavoth is 9. I just want to show it. We do Valgavoth, Terror of the Peak enters, does 9, and then you'll see we actually gain the 9. Also forgot that this is the Mind Bitten and Valgavoth is a different name. Because typically whenever you do the Mind Bitten, the game's just over, right? So I always forget that it actually changes its name to the card. So this is Valgavoth, this is Mind Bitten. So definitely had an easier line there if I just wasn't dumb. But with that, I mean, we'll move on. I'm on a maul. Not having a green source is so bad. Keep, and then we'll throw the one of these away. There could be hand disruption, so I want to keep a hold of both of these. Well, I guess with hand disruption, we have the Overlord, right? So it's like kind of whatever. Overlord time. Well, Town Grader's pretty good here. Oh, this one does a little bit more damage and does make me curve, but I'm looking for a land. I want to dig as deep as possible. Blue-white, I assume, hard control. We're probably staring at a No More Lies here. Lands are hit, so I'll just jam the greeter. So, they think they're holding this on lands. Like, perfect. Have to go. Especially considering we ripped the land, we can be a little bit more loose with that card, just on the fact that we think that they're going to counter it. I don't really have much going on. I could just try to bring back an Overlord here. Jam the Bookworm, though. Does just inherently give me value. You have lands to be discarded. Best part about Overlords in general is that they do tick down every turn, so you do eventually find the opportunity to do it. Get lost, sure. No value to be gained. Which is fine, it happens. If there's like a stock up here. If they miss a land, they might deem it as an opportunity because my graveyard's not that impressive. Yeah, kind of assumed. And they miss anyway. Okay. Obviously, we don't have that impressive of a graveyard, but the only way to make it impressive is by actually participating. I'll grab Scholar, I suppose. Alright. One day we will put a good Magic the Gathering card into our graveyard. They hit a land off their top deck there. So, curious to see what they got going on. I would assume the tap out makes me think that there's no counterspell in general. Could be. I just assume there's not one. Go here. Alright, that might mean otherwise. Get rid of a bringer. Activate a map here. Go. We're most likely going to cash grab. Could not be a counterspell, and it could be the 2 mana card. Yeah, consult the star charts. Which is fair. We obviously want our opponent to counter this. Maybe they think we don't have one of these. Although, without like a Terror of the Peaks or Arden in here, reanimating anything here just doesn't really go that well. Which is unfortunate. Could be like an Ultima. They go land Ultima here. I need to read Spirit Water. I forgot to exile. So, I made Waterbend 6. Draw 2 cards and they play a tap land. Most likely there's like a 3 steps ahead or something here. Any of these will do, you say? Any of these will do. I think by any will do, it's this one. That's a pretty good rip. I bet. Just won't present this until we're ready to resolve one of these. Terror of the Peaks, please. I mean, flanker works. Doing it before this trigger resolve is kind of a mistake. Not kind of a mistake. It's like a big mistake. Oh. Interesting. Fine. I guess you can't do it before this, right? I don't know. It's kind of weird. It almost feels like you should always respond to an Arden. But who's to know? Up a map. Now I'm going to present a board that they feel like they have to board wipe. No. No bringer. Still no bringer. A lot of mana though. How about? At this stage of the game, I might rip an Arden out. I don't know how many flankers my opponent will have. Probably enough of them. Don't need Arden to resolve here. We're hoping no flanker on back-to-back plays. Washi Tong. Okay, so they have a no more lives held up, I think. Draw 1 here. But no flanker available. So I haven't mana to pay for it all, so it doesn't matter, I think. But this is a human, just to double check. Human. Scam Arden. I do not want to bring back a flanker. I would like to do this. Okay, cool. And with that, they were going to get shot by a terror like 40 million times, so it wouldn't have mattered. The only thing really that we actually had to be concerned about here was making sure we stack it where all the damage happens first with the mills and everything that could happen. But yeah, we'll take it. Very cool. Seems like a weird one, but we have so many cards to put cards in my graveyard that I feel like it's fine. And it's going to have to be quick. Probably one of the slower hands I've had. We'll get to cash grab, get to awaken. Life gain, not as important to me. Who are you? Mill 4 cards, mill 4, and then this is mill 4. We want to do cash grab, I think. We'll do it now. You might as well grab the land, right? Take 1,000,000 damage here. Has to be this. Pop Airball. It's kind of crazy the difference in this game from if we were on to play and draw. Sometimes it doesn't matter as much. Sometimes it matters infinitely. Go down to 7. Okay. Now I just have to live here. Yeah. I don't know if we can, but we'll try. That has to go. They're on 2 mana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. 6 damage? Is that enough? I think it's short. Short. No, it's enough. Oh, it is enough. Brutal. 2 mana, just unable to get there. Although realistically, I don't even know if it would have been good enough. It's weird because we can't hold the Bitter Triumph there because of this card. But, I mean, it is what it is. When we go like, if we go first, this is an auto win. If we go second, right there, you see it's a loss. So, it is what it is. On the draw once again. Hopefully, this doesn't become a trend that keeps causing us to lose. But, you know, the best of one nature. Although I will already say that being played over turn 1 higher claw does make a big difference. The ally deck, sure. Destructibility does not get around what we want. When this creature and another ally, you gain a life, second time, resolve, draw a card, sure. Sometimes I always have to read kind of what's going on. We want another land. I'll just take the Blooming Marsh. Kind of a nice land on curve. This doesn't have indestructible. The one creature is like Flash Sack. It gives something indestructible, I think. But sure. When this creature and another ally gain a life, second time. Yeah. Sacrifice this, another target ally gains indestructible until end turn. Sure. Oh, we'll hold. There's definitely like larger creatures to worry about. Now, here's the awkward part. Do I awaken? Or do I play the Bookworm because the Bookworm does start to like do stuff? I guess I can always do this after. So mill 3, discard this guaranteed by doing River Regent. Pop the one I have to. I'm tapped out. You don't have to worry about sacrificing. Sure. Sometimes it's just like you can just let the ability resolve. Another situation of kind of being on the draw, kind of coming up pretty substantially, as you would know. We would have one of these removed, and then their turn would be play one, play another. I think we can block now. Not getting much better or worse. Mill 3, sure. Go here. Let's Bookworm it up. Then we have the cash grab. I don't know what they would have at flash speed here that would answer this. You're going to draw some cards, right? Yeah. South Pole Voyager is pretty good. A lot of cards. The action, of course. Now, it'll be whether or not that we kind of find our main win con. There's also a card in their deck I think can exile cards, right? It's like the black 3-drop. I think it's a 3/3 tap an ally. Yeah. Pretty good. I guess we're almost at the point of, like, we're gonna have to hard cast this guy. Here. Huh. Always much rather do something like that. I guess we should have picked off the token, I suppose. Okay. Permanent to take here. Permanent to take. Yeah. Goes. Could also be a tide binder or something here. Holding me back. Could also have another flash creature, which would be tough to deal with. Here. Listen, if we never hit one, we're cooked regardless, right? Earth King does have trample, so... Oh, yeah, it's Ang. That makes sense. So we're just dead, right? 1, 2... Yeah, we're just dead. Cool. I mean, without finding the card and just, like, sitting back and going... Well, we're at 32 cards and we never found one. Obviously, they have Ang and they had it for 2 turns, but... Going second and then not finding one through halfway through our deck... Yeah, I mean, we're going to lose that, like, 99 out of 99 times. Or 100 out of 199% of the time is what I was trying to say. There's just not a lot you can do when you go halfway through and you can't find a 4 of. So, you know, it's okay. This is a keep, I think, just because we can kind of mill a Smuggler's Surprise. But I conceded the last game, I'm not going to lie, because I did 2 mills against another control deck and didn't find the winning card again, so I just moved on. And it looks like I'm getting rewarded by playing against blue-white control once again, everybody's favorite. Our heroes in disguise, if you would. Although, weirdly... Oh, it's just Guy. Okay. Weirdly, with Smuggler's Surprise, we can actually get around this. No, wait, what? Okay. Interesting. Just remove that? I have no idea. I really think that with the summon, I feel like having the awaken is just better. The land I don't mind because obviously I have this, but oh, activated abilities of artifact, creature, and planeswalker can be activated. Sure, that's a Valgavoth. That is a Valgavoth. Here. Am I passing on this trigger? Nah, I'm okay with getting rid of Bookworm, I guess. Arden we're just keeping because we'll just Smuggler's Surprise it into play at that point. Their Triumph. Let's mill 3 first. Error in there. Got a flanker for me? Once I resolve this, there's nothing they can do. I guess we discard the Bitter Triumph and grab the Cavern out. That seems like a weird play. Oh, I guess it's a reflexive trick. Oh. Oh, it went on the stack so fast. Okay, whatever. I have a flash creature here, but I'm ignoring it. In turn, decline this. Oh, it's Ang. Sure. What are you getting rid of here? Yeah, it's fine. Didn't do it on my end step, so I'll replay it. Go ahead. Fine. Fair enough. Sure. Yeah. An interesting deck, though. It is all universes beyond theme, other than the land so far, I think. And then these, obviously, but these are to support what they're doing. Hold on. Okay. Sure. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Fine. Turn. Fine. It seems weird, but we're going to try to Smuggler's Surprise on their end step. I kind of want to see them tap out when we know that this card exists. I just don't want to try to play around it. Activated abilities of artifact, creature, and planeswalker can't be activated? Sure. Huh. Yeah. Hmm. I assume they have a counter spell. We kind of assumed they had it before, but sure. Nice. I don't know if I care about this guy. The only real problem I care about is the fact that it's like larger than my stuff. Like it's just their largest creature. I don't want to remove this. They have one of these sitting there. No. Trigger. Big action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get rid of the bringer. I'm gonna go halfway through my deck again and not find another one again. What it seems like. I don't know. I might just die the slow death. But it is what it is, I guess. Another land for our opponent. Honestly, maybe it's supposed to be Aang. The problem is just the damage sucks, right? And maybe that's why. Because then that couldn't have been activated. Oh, there we go. Almost like tried really hard to find just the win condition we wanted. It's okay. He brought creatures back. But my lord, halfway through once again, you can see where I just conceded against blue-white because I talked about it in yesterday's video. Sometimes games are just going to get very boring and you can tell almost immediately. But at 29, we have what? 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 at best is where this was. So we dug 26 cards deep to find one. Fair enough, I suppose. Okay. I guess we'll keep. It's kind of weird. I can't get more than a 2-lander, and I'm always missing a color. This one's blue. Other occasion, it's black. So I think the only other occasion it's been. But with the town greeter, we typically just keep because it can find land trait. Here, bro. Conceal your information. It's like a paper trick. At this point, people don't even do it. It's just kind of a waste. Time most of the time. Like, people just are like, sure, I'm moving on. Okay, Bant combo. Sure. A harvester. I could just answer this. But I did find a land. Let's slow him down a little. This is Bant Dock Appa combo, if you're curious. Why I tried to isolate their mana a little. Oh, surveillance. Fantastic here. Means I don't have to jam my cavern to a vulnerable spot. Not that I don't necessarily want that, but I do want to play the town greeter. I should have played town greeter first, but opponent just more than happy to slam an Aang. Relax. Not that serious. Like, you can't get me to do this fast enough. Like, alright, man. Play it for 2 next turn. Hopefully. Yeah. Huh? Sure. Here. Yeah. Doing. Really tried to get me on that, huh? Like, watch this, dude. You don't have him land, right? No? I do. What you got, bro? What you got for me? That is a card with words. When Aang enters, look at top 5 cards. You may put your man by 4 or less on the battlefield under. Sure. Sure. 4 or less from among them on the battlefield. Put the rest of them bottom of your library in a random order. That's just something. Airbend up to 1 target, non permanent. Whenever you cast less spell, gains flying. Okay. Play, boss. Sure. That makes sense. You want to have value. Alright. Guns. Sure. Oh. Tight. I'm taking 7 life to do this. Yeah, because if I hit an Arden, this is crazy, right? I didn't quite hit an Arden, but, you know, I tried my best. That's all that matters. Do an Overlord. 2 Ardens in my hand, but that's fine. Let's grab back out my bitten, I suppose. Take that action. Rid of an Arden. Just ask my opponent to figure it out, I guess. Any card that goes to their graveyard, we obviously get access to. Exiled, huh? Then, how does that mill? On adventure, you may cast a card for adventure cost if you do exile it. You may cast a creature later from exile. It doesn't say under its owner's control. So, that's a pretty good deal. What are you getting rid of here? Bringer? Valgavoth. Good choice. Good choice. The hard choice. You airbend Aang. Can you play the backside for 2? How does this one work? No. Wrong Aang. Okay. Sure. Okay. I have 2 mana here. Listen, if they don't think I will do an all-out attack and then, like, cast this bringer after I put these terrors in the graveyard, they got another thing coming. They have 2 mana. They have a blue and a green. Or a white and a green. Doc makes everything cheaper, too. And that land is pretty substantial as well. Here. I think we're fine to get in. I think my opponent just loses on the back end. Let's go to combat here. Attack out. Decline, I think. A decline, it's fine. You have to figure out blocks and stuff anyway, so a lot of damage, and some have menace. Oh, feels fine. Something. Whenever a creature at the beginning of your end step, if an enchantment or 4 more counters on exile, the one target creature return. Okay, sure. It's got 9 counters on it. If they block this land, then we know that we have the game 100% won. I don't even know if they have to. I'm just not counting. I refuse to count. They have 2 mana, so it looks like they're going to cast something. Dead here. Which works out for me regardless. I don't care literally what they do. I just want them to tap out. As long as my Valgavoth, I guess. No, Valgavoth doesn't even matter because this is airbended. It's not under Valgavoth. Trying to block without blocking, you know. They're trying to do as little blocking as they can so that they can try to win on their turn. 9, 10, 11 damage here. Good enough to write home about. So we're getting like 9. Oh, you're good. Good. It's fun. I don't know what the proper like I'm thinking text is. Oh wow! It takes it out. Oh, another creature you control is battlefield transform and it's being in next upkeep. Okay, sure. Go color here. Actually, let's decline and discard here and here. Then let's just cast this for 2. Want this to enter as a copy of Terror. Then there. One, I guess. And we have like 1 billion damage. Here. Yeah, I was say we have it covered. We just wanted them to tap out in case they had like a counter spell. I can't think of the one that I would think they're playing. Like, I mean, I guess It'll Quench You could have worked if we would have done it in a weird way. For example, as you can tell, we don't have the mana because we had to put the Terror of the Peaks into the graveyard. But well, we get it regardless, so we'll take it. Okay, so here we are at the end of the day with our 4-color Reanimator. This is the list that I think had, based on Untap, like a 61% win rate. So that's pretty cool. It's actually really, really good. As you saw, we did have some unfortunate games in the matchups where it was like digging 30 cards deep just to find this. This is why some people prefer to play cards like Zombie Find, things like that, in addition to those. Because obviously, you know, you can just bring back an Arden, and Arden can just win you games. However, my big takeaway from that is just the fact that if that is our case to win because we go 30 cards deep, we might not be willing to just lose to how variance works. And listen, if I go 30 cards deep and don't find a Mind Bitten ever, I'm destined to lose that game probably regardless, even if I have a Zombify, because that means I haven't really done anything impressive, and maybe having it would just get it. But who's not to say I don't mill it over in addition to all the milling I'm doing? I mean, I'm getting to 30 cards really, really quickly. If I can't get there in time and like find one of these, then it's probably over regardless, right? Like there's just too much mill that we have to kind of prioritize being like, you know what if we also play this, you know? I just don't think it matters all too much because you have a 1 in 15 chance to have one of these. Having 4, you know, like there's bound to be one technically in your top. Like you're supposed to find 1 in every 15. That's just percentage odds. That's not obviously guaranteed, but you now have a chance to find 2 when you're in your top 30, and 2 games back to back on the draw, having to go 30 cards deep and not find it is pretty tough. So it is what it is. I think the aggro matchup we would win if we were on the play, obviously. Or if we had like that bitter triumph to answer something and it wasn't as kind of awkward as it became. But it happens. It is what it is. But the deck's solid. The deck's pretty good. I mean, it'll definitely like get you to Mythic. You just have to kind of play it long enough because, again, 60% win rate is going to mean you're going to win like 7. You're going to lose 5. And then that might happen where you win 7 in a row, lose 5. Kind of depends where you're at on the graph, if it is good enough or not. But this deck's good for a reason. It's been around for a reason. It's at the top of the charts when it comes to winning for a reason. So with that said, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll do kind of the thing I always do if you want to see the kind of crafting guide on it. which is a little expensive when it comes to this deck, of course. And the lands are all kind of crazy too. So you only really have these that aren't rares and mythics in the lands. It was a lot. It's a lot to have. It's just kind of a, what is it called, a whale? I think this is a whale deck for sure. Where it's just like how many rares and mythics do you have to dedicate towards one deck? For example, you'll never craft this and play in any other deck than this one. So you really have to kind of be in love with this play style if you really want to play it. I tend to enjoy it. It's kind of the play style you can play pretty casually, not be super locked in my opinion, to play this deck and climb. But with that, I hope you all enjoy. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.